Today we are making a scrappy hourglass quilt top. If you like patchwork and using up scraps, then I think you're gonna like this one. Hi everyone, it's Tessa, welcome back. Today, I'm gonna show you exactly how I made this scrappy hourglass quilt top. It finishes at 64 inches square, so it's a throw size. And I'm gonna show you exactly why I love using the little Rebel to make quilts like this, where you can chain piece when you're making a lot of the same block over and over again. As you can see, I've already pre-cut my fabric, so let's talk about what we need to make this quilt top. In the pattern, you're gonna see these squares referenced as like the grid squares. And then we have our background rectangles. And then these 4 squares will eventually become our hourglass blocks. So really, this quilt is made out of one main block and then just some pre-cut fabric, squares and rectangles. These 4 squares are eventually going to turn into this right here. Because I was using scraps, sometimes I just found a fabric that was similar enough, but to make one hourglass block, which is made of 4 hourglass units or quarter square units, we need 4 squares. So these 4 squares will eventually become one of these blocks. We're gonna start out first by making half square triangles. I already had placed these fabric pieces together, right sides together. These 4 pieces are eventually gonna end up in a block together, and these 4 pieces will end up in a block together. I have placed them with the lighter fabric side up because we need to draw a diagonal line from corner to corner on one of these blocks. As you can see, these aren't lining up perfectly. These are a little oversized. We will be trimming them down later, so just do your best. So now that we've got our line drawn, I am gonna take these over to the machine and I am gonna be sewing a 1/4 inch on either side of my drawn line. And this is a really great place to chain piece. Makes things go by so much quicker. I'm not cutting the thread in between, I'm just feeding these through continuously. This little cutter on the side of the little Rebel is so convenient when you are chain piecing, unless you unthread your needle. Good thing this machine is easy to thread. So now that I have sewn a 1/4 inch seam on either side of that drawn line, we are ready to cut on that line. So I'm just gonna place my ruler right on the edge of that drawn line and just cut. So now we are going to end up with 2 half square triangles for each of those squares, like that. Typically, you're gonna press towards the darker fabric. In this case, oftentimes I found myself pressing towards the woven fabric. That's just kind of the way the fabric wanted to go, I guess. The reason that I decided to go with 2 at a time half square triangles is because I dug through Jenna and Angelique's scraps and didn't really have large pieces. So I only had pieces big enough to make 2 at a time half square triangles. As long as your half square triangle ends up at around 5 1/4, you could do 8 at a time half square triangle, 32 at a time if you have bigger pieces of fabric that you want to use to make this quilt. Now that we have our half square triangles, we need to make quarter square triangles. That's where we're going next. We are gonna follow a similar process to making half square triangles in that we're gonna be placing these right sides together. Opposites attract. When you are placing these together, you wanna place the opposing fabrics on top of each other. And because we press these to one side, you're gonna find that your seams nest really easily together. I can kind of feel along with my fingers that those are just nesting. And then I can give a little check to make sure that I did this correctly. And you can kind of see, oh look, that's gonna be a really cute hourglass or quarter square block. Now, we need to draw a diagonal line from corner to corner. And you'll notice that this line that I'm about to draw is perpendicular to the first line that we drew. And don't worry if these aren't lining up perfectly. These are oversized and we're gonna be trimming them down in the next step. I'm more saying that to myself. So now that I've got my line drawn, I'm gonna be sewing a 1/4 inch seam on either side of that drawn line. This is also another great place to chain piece. Now that I have my 1/4 inch seam sewn on either side of that drawn line, I'm ready to cut again. And now you can see we have our hourglass units. Let's go ahead and take these over to our pressing mat and press them open. Now that we have those pressed open, we need to trim these before we sew them together into our hourglass block. For this, I used our 6.5 inch square ruler. Each of these hourglass units is going to finish at 4 inches, which means we need to trim them down to 4.5 inches. To do that, I'm just gonna place my ruler. This is so easy on this ruler. Right below the number 2, that is right at 2 1/4. So I am lining up 2 1/4, 2 1/4, which is right where the bottom of that 2 is, right in the center of that block. And when I say center, I mean here, where all of those points meet together is the center of the block. And then I also need to look at, is this diagonal line kind of right on top of my seam, which it is. So we are good to cut. And then I'm going to flip this around. So now here are my recently trimmed sides. And this time I'm going to line right up on that 4.5 inch mark on both sides. Again, making sure that this diagonal line is lined up with my sewn line right there, and we are good to go. So now I have a perfectly trimmed hourglass unit. All right, guys, now that we have our hourglass units trimmed, we are ready to sew them together to make our hourglass block, or 8 inch, I guess it's unfinished 8.5, but it's gonna finish at 8 inches. So you can really do these in whatever formation you'd like. I decided to go with like an alternating pattern. Just thought that looked really cute, something like that. You know, but you could sew these all in the same direction if you like that look. That also could look really cute. But for me, I think I'm gonna stick with this alternating pattern. We are going to sew these into rows, so I like to just flip this over. I'll be sewing these 2 together and these 2 together. Sometimes if I'm far away from my machine, I like to grab some clips or some pins, whatever, and I'll just kind of throw a clip. That way, as I walk to my machine, I know, oh, I'm sewing on this side right here where the clip is. That way I don't get mixed up. This is also a really great place to chain piece, which is a really good time saver. So now we are gonna sew a 1/4 inch seam right along that raw edge. Just a quick note, I didn't really worry too much about precision when I was making this quilt because it is kind of scrappy and there's like woven fabrics, I don't know. Accuracy didn't matter to me as much, but if you do want more precision, as you sew these, you can also kind of do the same thing where you are kissing those seams right up against each other and kind of lining that seam up and this sewn seam up as you sew along this edge. Now we can sew these rows together. Well, these 2 rows together and these 2 rows together to make our 8 inch block. Now that we have those pressed open, you can see we have our hourglass blocks. Now just make 25 of these if you want to make the throw size quilt. All right, you guys, this is the fun part. We can start laying out our quilt and kind of designing where we want all of the pieces. This quilt is essentially made out of 2 rows. In the pattern, you'll see that they're referenced as row A and row B. I found it incredibly helpful to lay this out on a design wall. Row A, which is the top row, is going to be started out with a grid square. And then you're going to lay a horizontal background rectangle, grid square, rectangle. And you're just gonna repeat until you've laid out 6 colored squares and 5 background rectangles. So you should start with a square and end with a square on this row. And then row B is made out of vertical background rectangles and alternating hourglass blocks. So hopefully you can kind of start to see the design of this quilt. To assemble this quilt top, what I chose to do is I chose to sew the entire row together, row A, row B, row A, row B. Now that we have our rows sewn together, and as you can see, I've got an example here of what row A should look like. So we've got the grid square and the background rectangle. And then we've got row B, which is the vertical background rectangle and the hourglass blocks. We need to sew these rows together. Now, just a quick note, as I pressed these, I did decide to press my seams open. Because I'm using a white background fabric, I was worried about bleeding, but you could press to one side and then they might nest together really nicely as you're sewing these together, but just do whatever works for you. So now, right sides together, I'm just gonna join these two rows together with a 1/4 inch seam. I did take the time to line up these seams, and I really like our pins for this because you can leave them in and just kind of slowly sew over them, slowly. This is just gonna help ensure that all of our seams line up nicely. All right, now that we've got these pinned together, let's take it over to our machine and sew them together with a 1/4 inch seam. Of any food that I would want, it would be bread, like a bagel, cinnamon roll. Oh. All right, you guys, this is what it looks like when you join all of your rows together. Look how cute. It truly is just simple piecing and so quick when you chain piece. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss another video like this, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed that, check out more videos from Grace Company on our support channel, our Quilters Playground channel, and right here.